Hello all, welcome back to Shameless Pegley. Thank you for joining me for my Tuesday face shave, which it's actually Wednesday morning at 2 a.m. Nothing unusual for me to be shaving this late. We're going to use Haslinger Honey. Oh no, that's going to come out. Okay. Anyways, I got it in this little wood bowl next to the pot. The razor set on setting 6.5, and I'm supposed to be using a shavette, but it's 2 a.m. I'm not using a shavette at 2 a.m. Sorry, just not going to happen. I'm going to use something worse. My Merkur Futur on setting 6.5 with a third use Kai blade. Now you saw me use an R41 with a feather for a head shave, so let's see what we can do on the head, on the face. And we're using my Omega Boar, and we'll load it up. Sorry, I've been internet trolling somebody tonight because the guy's a flipping moron. Not in the shaving community, gun community. Believe it or not, there are more morons in the gun community than there are in the shaving community. Yeah, it's true. There's more morons in the gun community than the shaving community. Believe me. It is full of them. Firearms community is full of twits and twats, and more of the second than the first. This guy was trying to say that the difference between a budget pistol and an expensive high-end pistol is this, and he goes on to explain the differences. Well, he uses a Glock as an inexpensive pistol. Well, for one, anything that costs you $700 is not an inexpensive pistol. I don't care what they say, it's not. And then his comparison for a high-end pistol was some CZ race gun that he owns, setting 6.5. That's over 2 millimeters of blade gap. Boar hair. You can really feel that Kai blade. And my argument was, he's saying that I said that at $600 to $700 for a Glock, that is not inexpensive. Well, you can buy them used cheaper. Well, you didn't say that in your video. You just said a Glock. So most people would assume you mean a new one. And since when has a CZ been considered a high-end pistol or an expensive pistol? They've always been on the budget side too. And one of my first comments was, gee, do I want to carry a Glock or do I want to carry a brick? Because the CZ is all metal, Glock is half polymer. They're a lot lighter. Yeah, well, most people don't are worried about carrying 10 ounces of difference of weight in the pistols when they're 40 pounds overweight. Ha ha ha. It's like, okay, some people, considering that they are 40 pounds overweight, actually do want to reduce how much weight they're carrying because they're already carrying an extra 40 freaking pounds. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I was just like, and then he come up with another comment, and it's like, oh, those pistols are just examples. No, you specifically held up a CZ, and you specifically said CZ, comparing the Glock to the CZ, saying, well, the Glock trigger's crap. Well, on first shot it is. But Glock has this neat little thing with their trigger. It's called the Glock reset, where you only have to release the trigger halfway for it to reset itself so that you can fire another shot. So if you have to do follow-up shots, you have the longer, heavier pull, kind of like a double action revolver. It's not that heavy though. And then if you just release the trigger slightly, it'll reset itself because it's an internal striker fired pistol. It'll reset itself and you can fire another shot, and then you can just keep doing that till the magazine's empty. It's very simple, very easy, and once you practice it, very, very quick. And you're saying how good the trigger on an expensive pistol is. Yes, they have good triggers, but you have to release them fully to get them to reset, where the Glock is only a fraction of the trigger pull, if you know what the hell you're doing, which apparently this Yahoo doesn't. And he's like, well, you know, people worry about carrying an extra 10 ounces when they're 40 pounds overweight. It's like, dude, you're barking up the wrong tree about weight. I've carried a Glock 21, that's just a 45, they're full size, they're big model, the heaviest one they make, with 13 round magazine, one in the chamber, 14 rounds, and two 13 round magazines for backup. That's heavy. That's a lot of weight. Okay? I've carried that since 1990 when I got my CCW. The CCWs came out in the state of Florida in '87, but I've been carrying one since 1990. And that's when the Glock 21 originally came out. And I still have that pistol. Still carry it to this day. Yahoos. And one of my last comments to him, I'm sure he'll make another one shortly, was I checked his channel. He's got a lot of stuff about deer hunting rifles. And I told him, before you go mouthing off about pistols you don't know anything about, because apparently you don't know about Glock trigger reset and how fast it is and how light it is at that point. Well, let's put it this way, it's just a lot lighter than the full pull. It's not extremely light, but you don't want an extremely light trigger if you're in a combat situation. You don't want to be firing rounds you didn't mean to. You want to fire only what you mean to. You don't want a super light trigger. Like this competition gun he was showing. You're shooting competition, you want a light trigger. You want to go pop, 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 pop on all your targets. You don't want to... Anyways, I told him, stick with your deer rifles. I shot too much pistol competition in my life, whether registered or unregistered, just local stuff at local gun range, or national stuff, like with SASS. But I've shot too much of it for you to tell me, and carried a certain gun for so many years. What's what, 10? I carried it for 33 years now. For you to tell me that this gun's better than the other because it's all metal, it doesn't wear out. Well, dude, you can't wear out a Glock. I'm sorry. And besides that, I want you to go to an indoor range where it's all concrete. I want you to take your ZZ, throw it down the range. It's all the way to the end of the range. Throw it, skip it down the floor, all the way to the end of the range. And do that with a Glock. And tell me which one you can pick up and still shoot. And not cry about it. I actually did that. But it was a dirt range. It was an outdoor range. Somebody was going on. He was a 1911 guy. He was going on crying about how shitty Glocks were because they're plastic. They're Mattel toys and shit. It's like the same crap that guys heard about the M16 when they were first introduced into the military. Oh, it's a Mattel toy. We were at dirt range and I had the range master there, and he carried a Glock too. And we got down to the end of the range where they only let, nobody was shooting black powder, and that's where they allowed black powder to be shot. And I said, throw your 1911 down in the dirt. Empty pistols. I said, lock it, cock it, whatever. Throw it down in the dirt. Throw it far down the range. I ain't doing that. So I took my Glock, which was unloaded, proved it to the range master, proved it to him. But it was cocked, that the striker was engaged to be fired. Grabbed it by the end of the barrel and just threw it down the range. And he's like, it landed, it bounced, tumbled, bounced. Now this is a whole separate range from where everybody was shooting pistol. The pistol ranges here, you walk down to this end of the range and turn left, and you were looking down the black powder range, but you had to walk over to it still, to the barricade where you stand behind. So there was no need to call a ceasefire or anything, and I walked down and got my pistol and came back, held it up, pulled the trigger, and you could hear the striker drop. It's like, and you won't do that with a 1911? Fuck no, my gun costs too much. Sucks to be you. You're worried about getting your pretty gun all scratched up? This is a tool to me. It's all it is, a freaking tool. As long as it still works, I'm good. Actually, I'm good there. Just need to do the neck. These idiots. You know, it's like I said, in the first video he did, well, in the video I watched, he said an inexpensive pistol like this Glock, and then he goes, an inexpensive pistol like this CZ. This expensive or high-end pistol like this CZ. He said, oh, those were just examples. No, you called the CZ a high-end pistol. Since when has anybody ever done that? They're not. CZs were always known for their quality and being less expensive than a lot of other firearms. Little rash. See that? That's red. This soap is, the fan's blowing on me. It's dried out a little bit, but I got super slickness right here. No. And I'll tell you what that rash is from. That's from using this razor on a 6.5 with a Kai blade. That's why I'm red. Anyways, when I first saw that, it was on YouTube Shorts, and I saw that, and I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And of course, he's got 48,000 idiots that follow him, maybe for his deer rifle shit. I don't know. He might be right on his deer rifles, but he definitely doesn't know shit about handguns. I don't hate any particular brand of handgun. I don't even hate high points, which are everybody rags on. You can rag on a high point all you want. They're big, they're heavy, they're clunkies, and they're not ergonomical. They're not anything but cheap. But you know what? If that's all you can afford and you need a pistol, get one. Because you know what? They work. And there was one channel that did a test with it. They put a bolt into the barrel. They took a hammer and hammered a bolt down the barrel and fired the gun. And they didn't blow the barrel up when they fired the gun. It blew the bolt out, and it put a bulge in the barrel, but it did not break the barrel. The barrel did not crack, did not split, and they were still able to fire the pistol even though the accuracy was shot, which at whatever accuracy it had, and it still worked. It still functioned. And that, my gentlemen, is a good shave. Thank you, Brandon. Hadn't used that razor in a while either. It was good to use that. When I use this alum block, oh, there is blood. I got myself somewhere. That's probably here where I had all these little itty bitty bumps. That wasn't rash, that was blood. I haven't got my glasses on, I couldn't see it well. That was blood, it wasn't rash. Okay, that's fine. We'll fix that right now. Alum block. Gentleman John. Broken piece. Oh. Home on the range, where your face burns from the alum all day, where seldom is heard an encouraging word, and the deer just want to fuck the antelope all day. Wow. Yeah, that was, up in here was like a 3 out of 10. Through here was like a 3 out of 10. I got into here, it's like a 6 out of 10. And my whole neck was like a 7 out of 10. It really was not pleasant. But I believe for you guys so you don't have to. That's what I tell myself anyways. Okay, enough of that bloody rag. Walgreens witch hazel, just cheap stuff for me. And I don't have anything that smells like honey, so I'm just going by Florida water. Something quick, easy, that smells good, citrus. It burns. Oh yeah, it burns. Yep. It burns. Nivia Maximum Hydration. Anyways. I can't resist being a troll when I find an idiot. I'm sorry. That's just my nature. I try to hold back. I really, really do. I just can't. It's like the old saying, he had the right to remain silent, just not the ability. That's me. You're looking at him. Got myself up here too. Wow. All right. Got myself all over. See that one? Wow, look at this. All right. Styptic gel. It's clear. Absolutely no scent to it, so that should cover everything and seal me up good for the night, because as you know, I am going to bed after this because I got to get up early and take Mom to the doctor's again. Twice a week she goes now. C'est la vie, right? It is what it is. Since she can't drive anymore, she's relying on the no leg wonder to do it for her. Anyways, hey, we all do things for our parents. They did for us for many. Don't mind me, I'm just wiping up my counter. They did for us for many years. It's our time to do for them, is it not? Oh, sorry guys, I'm just cleaning up my counter. Anyways, I have an affiliate link with the razor company. If you're going to buy from the razor company, please use it. Yes, I get a kickback, but when that account hits $25, I get a $25 gift card to the razor company, give it back to you guys. You use the link, you get the money, okay? I don't use any of it on myself. So, appreciate if you did that, and so will everybody that enters the contest. Tomorrow, I will draw the winner for the contest I'm running right now. So, with that, I will say, don't forget the 4 in the description box, the 4 channels, all link in the description box. All those channels have under 1,000 subs. Please give them a like and a sub. If you could, please, let's help boost their numbers. I'm sure they would appreciate it. And with that, I will say, everybody out there, have a good day. And we're done with the babbling fat guy in the camera. You're in the chair next. Happy shaves and bloodless shaves to you out there. Have a good one, guys.